Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Ctrl or Refuel. This time the microphone's working, so hopefully we're not going to waste 40 minutes of our time. We won't mention the or any of that.
And Chris is really funny for a change.
He's had a nap.
It's never going to happen again, is it?
I'm not a big reader of the Daily Telegraph. However, today the Daily Telegraph.
Did I mention sponsored by Curly Wurly?
The Daily Telegraph made a big splash that they had got some inside information from number 11, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, that the upcoming budget is going to introduce road pricing for EVs, and they got enough information that they even know, they say that it's going to be 3p a mile. Now, first off, if it was just in the Daily Telegraph, then I would just dismiss it as the usual nonsense that comes out of there. However, The Guardian and the BBC are now carrying this, and not only that, the BBC say they've asked the Treasury, and the Treasury's reply was taxation has to be fair for everyone, and that everyone word, that really hits for me. I wouldn't have said that we would talk about this if it hadn't been for those couple of words that the Treasury gave the BBC. This is going to happen.
You like taxation, Chris. What do you think about that?
Labour have come in and said, oh, we got this 65 billion, trillion, zillion black hole. Let's tax everyone. Let's bring back shit ideas from 20 years ago, what no one liked then. Oh, I know, we'll give everyone a digital ID. What a good idea. And now the one thing what the government has been promoting for the last 10 years, get an EV, get an EV, get an EV, get an EV. Now they're saying, no, we're going to tax you more because you've worked hard and you bought an expensive car. And we've already taxed you on that expensive purchase, what you did, but now we're going to tax you more. And then that will just make people not go with EV. So it's like farmers. If you inherit some, we'll tax you more unless you get solar. And then when you can't afford to buy the farm, we'll buy the field and we'll put solar in it. What, you bought an EV because everyone has to buy an EV by 2025? I know. Let's tax them more on fuel. It's just governments and Labour, and it's just like you can't win. The Conservatives were in, and we're all idiots, and made things just unlivable. And now the Labour's come in, and now everyone that works hard gets taxed more. Just vote Monster Raving Loony Party. They're just the best ones.
Right. So the figures are that the UK Treasury gets about 25 billion annually from fuel duty. EV owners have not been paying their way. Now, this is going to be an unpopular opinion. Look at, he's scowling at me. Look at him. This is going to be an unpopular opinion with Chris and some of our viewers. But we have not been paying our way in terms of taxation. At 25, I can't... Oh, where is it? 24.
It's a monster cat. It's a giant cat. It's like Godzilla.
He's coming for your taxes. He's going to get you.
So I can't get figures. I can't get figures for VED, but fuel duty is a £25 billion income for the Treasury, and if that goes away, there's a 25 billion hole in the country's finances, and no Chancellor is going to go for that.
In 2030, you can only buy either an EV or a plug-in hybrid, so an EV that has a petrol engine. What the Treasury are scared about is this lack of fuel duty from people moving to EVs by that date and onwards. So
Precisely.
There's no mad panic now. It's not going to come into effect. If they announce it this budget, it will be touted for 2028. It will take a couple of years to implement. How they're going to implement it, we'll go on to in a minute, perhaps. But yes, there's a big deficit with regards to how much people are paying at the minute for their fuel against how much we're paying for our electricity. Now, who's it going to affect? It's going to affect people, not us, so much as people that can't charge from home, people that use their cars all the time, do lots of mileage, lots of public charging. They're going to get affected more. For me, Paul, Chris, if you could be charged 3p a mile, we'll swallow it. It's it's not going to change our lives, is it?
No, not really. I mean, I mentioned this on Twitter this morning. I mean, the back of the envelope figures mean that my winter fuel costs are going to go from 2p to 5p a mile. You know, I'm not going to lose much sleep over that.
Yeah, and for me, charging at home with solar panels and battery storage and a free cat, you know, I can charge for nothing really. I actually make money over the year as to what I spend on electricity. So, you know, it's not going to make a massive difference to people like us. But again, they seem to be kicking in the balls, metaphorically, you know, the people that aren't as lucky as we are.
This is the problem, is that those people who are already marginal, and those typically people who don't have a drive where they can charge the car, it's going to turn a lot of people off.
Yeah, and the ones that are on the fence already, you know, they're going to get further, you know, questions about, you know, worries about moving, and they're going to hear more FUD and nonsense from the press, and it's going to stop them doing it. The wall of misinformation is going to finally smack them in their head, isn't it?
All of this money and energy and time that the government spent in making the UK electric car grant, they've just pissed that away with this policy. I understand why they're doing it. I can't help thinking there will be a better way of doing it. So let's talk about how they're going to collect the data. So there's been a number of things mentioned. Firstly was that all cars over 3 years old have to be MOT'd in this country, and the mileage, the MOT tester writes the mileage down on the MOT record, and that's available to anybody, even the government, everyone. So it's possible to know how far a car's gone every year after the car's 3 years old.
Yeah, but then it's like you buy a new car, it doesn't get MOT for 3 years.
Yeah, that's right. 3 years.
And then suddenly you get it MOT'd. Oh, yeah, well, your car's 3 years old now. Oh, sorry, you got 3 years worth of fuel tax to pay now, because we now know you've done 30,000 miles. Well done, thank you very much. Oh, hey, more money. Oh, we got a £22 billion black hole. Oh, let's just...
It'll be all of our three cars that the app tells us. The app knows how many miles our car's done. So Nissan, Genesis, Kia, they know how many miles our car's done, don't they? So there are ways around it, but you can certainly have a yearly inspection at an MOT garage, couldn't you, where you just literally go in for a mileage certificate check. Or we could do what the Europeans do and just have, toll roads, for motorways, whether that's as a smart motor, smart ANPR camera thing, or whether it's actual toll booths.
Like
there's ways of doing
toll
it.
On the Humber Bridge, like the M6 toll on the Humber Bridge, where you've got to pay.
Yeah.
But you don't want to slow the traffic down to collect the money, do you? You want to do it electronically.
In France and Italy, in France, it's a big thing, toll roads.
Is it?
Yeah. By the way, your Chris's hypothetical tax bill, when he presents his car for its first MOT and he's done 30,000 miles, that's going to cost him 900. That tax bill for the previous 3 years would be 900 quid.
Why would anyone buy a new car when we know we're going to get hit with a 900 quid bill in 3 years? Why?
It's more sums to do, isn't it? It's not easy. But don't for a minute think that petrol and diesel drivers aren't going to be, fined too. The fuel duty has been frozen for years. It's not going to carry on being.
Oh yeah. Fuel duty will go up on my diesel, definitely. But diesel is being replaced with plug-in hybrid slowly. Hyundai don't sell diesels anymore. They haven't for a long time. I think
Nissan don't either. No,
Nissan don't any. So it's very much for commercial use now. But CNG's coming. Well, it's here because we use it. CNG's here. HVO's coming. So diesel is going, and people like me.
As well, it's about money.
Of course it will.
But people like me realistically need to sell my car soon, because it's like diesel is going, and it will get taxed more because we don't want it to be here. But
I'll tell you why the tax on diesel isn't going to increase a lot, and that's because the amount of diesel that we get through just to run the economy is quite considerable, and pushing up the price of diesel is going to hit growth, and growth and productivity are the two things that this government, all governments for the last 15-20 years, certainly since COVID, growth and productivity have been really poor in the UK, and putting more tax on diesel is only going to make that worse, because the entire economy runs on lorries.
Nothing's growing because they keep changing the flipping mind about everything. And it's like, and we keep setting deadlines and extending it and changing it and going back on the word.
There's so much chopping and changing. You just get used to one thing, and then something else comes along and kicks you in the proverbial bollocks, isn't it? Is that not the nature of being a government? Is that? But you've got to be consistent. You pretend that you've got an idea what the fuck you're on about all the time. Surely, it's not just them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not particularly political. I never have been. But they've all seemed to prove to not know their arse from their elbow quite a lot of the time. Just when what we're trying to do, we're trying to increase the use of EVs and sustainable transport and the green agenda, or are we going to tax the fuck out of the ones that want to do it, whilst we still let diesel cars pay £20 a year?
Particularly in a Western democracy, taxation pays for police, hospitals, roads, soldiers, everything. And the primary function of government is to collect taxes and pay for the services and the things that we use, hospitals, blah 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 blah. Now, if there's a 25 billion hole in that, then they've got to do something. And us EV types have been underpaying. We have not been pulling our weight in taxation for longer than I've been in an EV.
What's your thoughts about
that was never sustainable.
The EV grant, then, why give us 3,750 quid to go and buy a new one?
Well, because that's an industrial and a commercial stimulus. That's different. I mean,
it's not about us, though, is it? It's about manufacturing and the sale of these cars, yeah. So they might as well put it on diesel, haven't they?
We talked about this, yeah. It is an industrial stimulus, and I maintain that it's quite well targeted, because it is actually helping British and European industry much better than it is, for example, helping Chinese cars.
All right, so let's talk about my stepmother, who we mentioned a while back, who needs a new car. I've got a couple of cars that would suit her down to the ground and save her money, but she's scared because she keeps hearing all this nonsense.
So she's refusing the offer of EVs.
Yeah, she wants me to go and buy her a 2014 shitty petrol Corsa that I'll have to live with when it invariably shits itself. Rather than giving her a 2019 Zoe or a 2016 66 plate Leaf. Because, it's electric, I'm scared they're going to put the tax up. I heard today. This is the thing. This is the reality of the people that aren't know that they're just getting more and more.
You're giving your stepmother a relatively modern EV, and she says, "No, I want a Vauxhall Corsa."
2019 30,000 mile Zoe in her budget, or a 2015 Corsa petrol 1.4 eco bollocks. That's just going to. She's still scared. So my question is, what messages is the government sending to the public at large? Are we trying to be green? Are we trying to encourage EVs, or are we just thinking, fuck it, we've got to tax everybody the same so it's fair? What's average diesel driver? What's the incentive for him to jump to an EV now?
So I'm a diesel driver, and I'm not changing my car anytime soon. Well, that's because it doesn't cost me anything. You know what I mean? I've got no finance on it now. And it's like, so it doesn't cost me anything. And for me to upgrade to a plug-in hybrid or an EV would cost me more finance. So
yes, there's the cost to change. Of course there is.
Yeah, if you're changing anyway, why would you not go to an EV, or why would you stay with a diesel? That's where we've got to get.
I won't buy another diesel again.
Well, I hope not, because diesels typically cost you between 20 and 30 pence per mile just in fuel. Whereas an EV, mine is extremely efficient.
Less
than 2 pence a mile in the summer.
Yeah, recharging from solar is practically free. So, but it's all the little people that can't do all this that are getting kicked in the balls, and they're not being encouraged to take up this EV mandate that we've got, this LED mandate. We're at 22%, aren't we? We need to be at what, 30%? So we're 7 or 8% behind where we need to be. And this sort of hijinks isn't helping anybody.
No, it's not.
I mean that by the confusion of all this uncertainty. Yes, look, what you say, Paul, is correct. There will be a potential black hole to fill from fuel duty, but it's just such arse about face. Why do we have to hear it from the Tory craft? It's so mad. It's going to be true, isn't it?
Quite possibly.
At this point, while you're talking politics, I think this is a good opportunity to get a message from our sponsors.
Driving long distances should be about freedom, not inconvenience.
Are you a Volkswagen Passat TDI 1.9 driver? You're efficient, you're relentless. You're not a Blue Motion driver, though. You're not a complete wanker after all, but you are hydrated and you need to drive 600 miles every day without stopping. You need Go on the Go, the world's first hands-free, road-ready, urinary solution for diesel devotees. Sometimes nature calls and you have to go with the flow. Now, you don't have to choose between pit stops and peak MPG.
It was better last time.
And you haven't guessed where I am.
We were funny last time. Yeah. Where's Pacelli?
Yeah. Well, so thank you to our sponsors for that message. They're paying the bills. Yeah. I mean, it's not all
tacky. Wasn't it, Chris?
It's not all tacky. Chris, where are you?
Where's Pacelli when he goes? Round and round the answers flow. Is he high or is he low? Where's Pacelli? We don't know.
Where's Pacelli?
Are you in Wales?
No, I am in the beautiful and wonderful Scotland.
That's close.
Jeez, have you got a passport?
I like Scotland. It's good. I'm welcomed with open arms when I come here. So
they understand you.
Yeah. They give me high sixes all the time when they see me. I'm at Route 74, 2310 London Road, Glasgow.
Yeah,
it's
not
the
far
second
from
site.
Glasgow.
What do you have for tea?
What do I have for tea? Roast chicken, chips and peas. But
working class meal.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I regret getting it because it was.
Why?
I've had other food here before, and it was just. When you go somewhere to eat, you want to be able to think I can't do it as good as that. Yeah. But the food to what I had tonight was very nice, but I could have done that. So it's like when I go out. I'll send you more pictures of food.
Have you got an air fryer? Let's start talking about your air fryer.
No, it's got a proper kitchen.
You never use your oven.
A really funny chef, actually. The staff there is great.
Some of these citizens of X, they're quite enjoying the fact that our tax bill is going to go up, and these people are failing to realise that we're a pilot project for a new method of taxation. It's easy to do, particularly because our cars are usually much more technologically advanced, and they have data links often back to the manufacturer. Even my 2016 Leaf talks to Nissan every day, and so they can gather the mileage. They can gather the mileage there, with which they need the information to make these taxation charges. These people who are laughing at us because the taxation's going up, they can't imagine that the same systems are going to come after them for road pricing.
Sure as heck that the frozen fuel duty is going to go up. It's been frozen for 5 years. They're going to be targeted.
This is not the first time that road pricing has been seriously considered. The Tony Blair government, what a lovely fella, decided that they were going to consult on road pricing, and a very similar system to the one that's being suggested here. And the then new number 10 Downing Street e-petition website was only just started in those at that time, and a petition was raised. The Ruth Kelly, the Secretary of State for Transport, quietly shelved it and walked away, saying nothing to see here. Now, the fact that 1.8 million signatures wasn't surpassed until 2024, when there was 24 million signatures for one of the Brexit referendums. I can't remember which. So there was a lot of anti-feeling back in 2007, and I can't think we're going to get that again.
It's certainly unpopular, isn't it? It's
really unpopular.
It's a difficult thing to implement. But let's not get carried away. It will be 2028, as I said, at the earliest. We've definitely had it good until then, and yeah, everybody should pay a fair whack to, for the infrastructure of the roads. As long as it gets put into that, it won't. Well, it will be swallowed up everywhere. As
it'll go into the general pot, as we call it. Yeah.
Shall I tell you what it feels like? It feels like Uncle Dave had a wife. She left him. He got a new girlfriend. This girlfriend then comes in and goes, "Don't like those curtains. Don't like this carpet. Don't like that wallpaper." Rips it all down. Starts again. He finds out that she used to be a man. Gets rid of her. Gets another woman. Comes in and goes, "Oh, I don't like those curtains. I don't like that carpet. I don't like that wallpaper." And then we change everything again. And that is just the government. None of them can continue anything from what the last one did. We just go, "Oh, them ones were blue. We're red. We're blue. They're red. Let's just change everything because they're the bad guys and we're the good guys."
We should make clear that these are uncorroborated reports from the Daily Telegraph and perhaps more reliably from the BBC.
Probably be true.
BBC and Guardian, who are also running these, so probably I would give more weight to them. But let's remember that nothing's official until the Chancellor gives her budget address, which is the 27th of this month, which is about 3 weeks after we're recording this. And so we're not going to know for sure, but what's coming out of the media. It has a ring of truth about it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's mad enough. It's got to be true.
Yeah.
At some stage, but it won't be tomorrow. And diesel drivers all laughing at us. It's your turn as much as ours. And EVs are still really cheap to own. They're still much better cars. The total cost of ownership is completely on our side. They're getting back on that.
For my car, they would have to put about 20 pence a mile before it became financially better for me to run a diesel car, and at the moment they're talking 3 or 4 pence. Fellas, thanks for coming along and doing Ctrl Refuel episode 7. It is
7 and 7.
And thank you for helping to clear the muddy waters that came out of the Daily Telegraph's arse this morning. Everyone,
6th of November is today for us.
So yeah, it's the 6th of November. The budget is on the 26th. Then we'll know for sure. Guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for doing this. It's been really good. It's been great fun. Everybody else, please like and subscribe. We're now at 77 followers. We'd love to get some more. Please leave your comments down below. We do read everything and we will reply to them as well. Thank you again, everyone. Goodbye.
Sure.
See ya.
Where's Petrocelli? Where'd he go? Round and round the answers flow. Is he high or is